What is up, A to Z Sports? Sam Phelan here live at St. Thomas Sports Park. We are just wrapping up Tennessee Titans OTAs for this week, here to wrap up the month of May. Got a couple interesting things to talk about here with you today. Number one, we have to talk about the Titans quarterbacks. It was a really, really interesting day for Malik Willis and Will Levis. Didn't really go the way either one of them would have wanted, but, what are they responding? How are they responding? What are they saying and their coaches saying about each of these two young quarterbacks? Then one player who did shine and is beginning to emerge into their best self. And finally, what I have begun to deduce and realize about the Titans' new offense after sitting out here and watching OTAs. That's what we've got coming up for you. Today's show is powered by the Nashville Super Speedway. NASCAR is back in Nashville June 23rd through 25th at Nashville Super Speedway, and tickets are going fast. So visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com now. We are also powered by Holiday World. Holiday World recently voted the top water park in the Midwest. Get your tickets at holidayworld.com. Okay, so we have to talk about, number one, first and foremost, it's the Titans quarterbacks. And as I mentioned, today was not the day either Will Levis or Malik Willis would have hoped for. Both of them, Levis in particular, stood out as being rather uncomfortable. He had some inconsistencies in his accuracy, in his decision-making. Out of all the days that I've watched Will Levis from rookie minicamp throughout OTA so far, this was the worst day, I would say, that I've seen. He bobbled a few snaps, just missed some targets on some throws. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. This is a rep from the individual period where Will Levis just kind of overthrows everything. So, I mean, there you go. Not a great throw. Airmailed the net. And that was kind of the story of Levis's day today. A lot of deep balls thrown to receivers. He left it short. They have to come back for it. Almost threw an interception into double coverage with a linebacker dropping back. Just not a day that you would write home about. And Levis reasonably grew very frustrated, almost slammed his helmet at one point, like after he bobbled a snap, was able to recover, compose himself. And that's something that the rookie quarterback is trying to work on, as holding himself accountable, making sure that he has high standards for himself, but also maintaining his composure. So media got to speak with Levis after practice about what was really a frustrating day for the Titans' new rookie quarterback.
I know. I mean, try to compose myself a little bit. I know that, I got more opportunities tomorrow and the next day, so I'm not going to beat myself up about it too much.
How hard are you on yourself when you watch film of a practice to see this went well or this didn't go well?
Very. I mean, I think to have high standards is the name of the game. It's not to beat yourself up, but it's just to give yourself motivation to go out there and to perform to the best of your ability. And when you don't do that, it puts in the back of your mind, and hopefully next time a situation like that comes up, you're able to capitalize.
It seems like whenever it's time to really let it rip, you can make all of those throws. As far as the accuracy, that's something that may be able to get better. What are some things that you've done to try to improve in that area? I
mean, just continue to work on it. I mean, the pre-draft training that I did, I think helped me a lot with that. I think my accuracy's improved a heck of a lot today. Had some inaccuracy on a couple of throws, but I mean that's going to happen regardless of how good you are. Just trying to eliminate those, but it's part of our games that we're never going to perfect it. We can always just keep striving to get better at. But yeah, I mean the guys here have helped me a lot with it too, and it's not just a matter of my accuracy, but it's a matter of being a good teammate and being on the same page with all the receivers. So getting that chemistry down with everybody, knowing that they're going to be in the spots that we're expecting them to be.
That's Will Levis after Titans OTAs today. A frustrating day for him, like he mentioned. Some accuracy issues that he owned up to, put his hand up, said, yeah, today wasn't my best day, but there are more opportunities, and that's the good thing, is that Will Levis is continuing to grow and get comfortable in this Titans offense every day. And as he gets more familiar and comfortable with this, things should improve. One of those issues that I mentioned was Levis fumbling snaps under center. But you have to keep in mind, he's dealing with so many different guys snapping him the football. That exchange isn't necessarily supposed to be that fluid at this point, and it's something he's still getting a grip on. So here's Titans head coach Mike Vrabel talking about the day for Levis, some of the frustrations, how he handled those frustrations, and then also saying, guys, he's got 5 centers snapping him the football, so it's not a huge deal.
Yeah, we'll just payroll deduct him if he breaks all the helmets and the speakers and stuff inside. So just frustrating. I'm sure that that's something that they, we talked about yesterday, and it, came up here again today. So we'll have to focus on that and make sure that, when 5 different guys snap to the quarterback or potentially the quarterback, everybody's going to snap it a little differently or based on the play. Center's moving in one direction. So we'll just have to make sure that that's taken care of.
Karen coming in with a comment, progress, not perfection. And that is absolutely dead on the money, because that is what Mike Vrabel and the Titans are looking for out of both of these young QBs, is not for them to be perfect day over day, is for them to get better and, take these notes and improve. And certainly they're working on doing that each and every day that they're out here. So I noticed Levis's accuracies were an issue with him in the drills. In the live period, most of the plays that kind of made you tense up a little bit was because of a poor decision, throwing into coverages that probably he shouldn't have been trying to sneak a ball into. The flip side of that is he made some excellent throws on the move, and when he really lets it rip, he has a lot of success throwing the ball and seems accurate. It's more fluid, more natural to him. Malik Willis, on the other hand, felt more disciplined in his decision-making, but failed to execute on some of the throws during the live period. He had a couple balls almost intercepted because they were underthrown. They were behind receivers. And when you're fitting into tight windows, especially throwing to the outside and to the perimeter of the field outside of the hatches, that ball placement is key. So not the day either one of these quarterbacks would have drawn up. Ryan Tannehill looked excellent. He was healthy as ever. He talked to us after practice and mentioned how healthy he was. And he also was beaming with joy, talking about a particular player on offense that is really starting to come into their own and emerge for the Titans here out in camp. I'm going to tell you who that is and let you hear from the Titans quarterback. But before I do, I want to tell you about my friends. They make me beam for joy over at the Nashville Super Speedway. NASCAR is back in Nashville, June 23rd through 25th at Nashville Super Speedway, and tickets are going fast. From your favorite drivers to your favorite country singers, including award-winning artist Parker McCollum, Nashville's premier race weekend has it all, and this year's NASCAR Cup Series race is under the lights and in prime time. They have live performances on the Fan Zone stage all weekend, premium spaces to bring your race experience to the next level, live dancing, a mechanical bull, and so much more. There is really something for the whole family over at Nashville Super Speedway's triple header race weekend. I've been over to the Speedway. They hosted me out there for a media event. It was a great, great time. So grab your tickets. We've got the Rackley Roofing 200. That's the Truck Series race on Friday, June 23rd. The Tennessee Lottery 250 is on June 24th. And then the NASCAR Cup Series race, the Ally 400, is on Sunday, June 25th. That is a nighttime race in primetime, like I mentioned. Get your tickets before they're gone at NashvilleSuperspeedway.com. All right, let's talk about one Titan that is starting to emerge. And it might be expected for some because it's the man that everybody thinks is bound for a breakout season, and it is wide receiver Treylon Burks going into year 2. The expectations on Treylon Burks are higher than they've ever been because the Titans didn't invest in this wide receiver group. So they're relying on the ceiling of Kyle Phillips, the ceiling of Chris Moore, the ceiling of Colton Dowell. But really, they're relying on Treylon Burks to take the next step. So far, he's done that and looks like an entirely different player. Let's hear from wide receiver coach Rob Moore on what he's been seeing out of Burks so far.
Physically, and then seems to be more confident as well. Wondering if you've seen some of the results from that just so far.
Yeah, he's done a great job. I mean, he's been focused since the season has ended to this point. He's done everything we've asked him to do. He's in great shape mentally. He's ahead of the game. He's just honestly he's been a different player. So extremely happy with where he's at.
He busted it to get here on that first day of phase 3.
renting a Cessna at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, well, that kind of speaks. To his commitment. And that's something that's showed up since we've started. And all I can tell you is I'm extremely happy with where he's at right now.
There you go. It's wide receivers coach Rob Moore saying straight up, this guy looks like a completely different player. This time last year, we're dealing with Treylon Burks' asthma and his conditioning issues. And can he stay on the field? Can he do all the reps? Can he complete a practice and look like an NFL receiver for longer than a burst of energy at a time? Treylon Burks now is on the field, is running fast, is dominant in these drills. He's making it look easy. And he's looking and feeling like a different guy. You hear Rob Moore talk about his confidence, something I've said I have seen change in Treylon from speaking to him this time a year ago. And it's translating on the field. His teammates are taking notice. Ryan Tannehill beaming with excitement, talking about the Titans wide receiver and what he's seen throwing him the football.
Treylon's grown a lot. I'm really excited about what I've seen from him. He's flying around. He's moving fast. He's moving efficiently. He's coming out. He's working. He's in shape. All great things. Obviously, he's been able to catch the ball and get open his whole time here, but all the little things that go along with playing the position, being able to see the field, understand the full concept as opposed to just a route, how he fits in the whole picture, all those things. And I think he's playing with a lot of confidence right now, so just want to keep him going, keep him growing. He's doing a lot of really, really good things right now. I'm really happy with his growth and want to keep pushing forward.
That is Tennessee Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill on Treylon Burks, who he's excited about, who says is doing all the little things, paying attention to the details of the game to make him a more complete wide receiver. And he's very, very excited about his development and throwing him the ball. As I mentioned earlier, we know this Titans offense is going to rely on Treylon Burks to carry, a real majority of their pass targets. Like, they are going to go to him time in and time again. And I've seen it out here on the practice field, and I'm sure we can all imagine how frequently Tannehill's going to be looking that way. But I have picked up something else about this offense. Another way in which the Titans are going to try and make up for the lack of receivers that are in this room, make up for the lack of targets and all the targets that they're missing, not having Robert Woods and really not making a huge addition at wide receiver. We'll see if DeAndre Hopkins ends up being a Tennessee Titan or who else they might bring in to help them out. Mike Vrabel was asked about that by the media afterwards, and he said, I'm focused on the guys we have here. Wouldn't expect anything else. But there's one other thing that I've noticed out of this Titans offense. I'm going to tell you guys what that is. Before I do, I'm going to tell you guys first about Holiday World. Holiday World recently voted the top water park in the Midwest with their Holidays in the Sky. That's HITS drone and fireworks spectacular. It's bigger and better than ever from June 17th to July 30th. 400 LED lit drones and a one-of-a-kind 15-minute show celebrating the 4th of July with huge animated light displays. Just like their soft drinks, parking, and sunscreen, Holiday in the Sky is free with admission to the park. So you just get to the park, you get soft drinks, parking, and sunscreen, and Holidays in the Sky for free. There's a DJ and a dance party before the show. The show ends with a fireworks finale. Oh, yeah, and there's some award-winning rides like the Thunderbird, the Voyage, and three wooden roller coasters that are all award-winning. It really is a place for the whole family and a place for fun this summer. Get your tickets at holidayworld.com, and go have fun for the whole family. Okay, Titans offense, one element that I have noticed every time I watch them take the field, every time I watch their live reps, every time that I take a look at the schematics and the personnel, and I expect to see this in the season, we are going to see a lot of empty from the Titans, a lot of empty backfields and a lot of running backs being split out wide and used as wide receivers for a play. Tajae Spears has done it. Hassan Haskins has done it. Derrick Henry, not so much. But think about the Titans when they had Dontrell Hilliard healthy and how they had a couple games before Tannehill got injured of using two running backs in the offense at the same time, how much success they had, how much deception that created for an opposing defense having to deal with Derrick Henry. And then in turn, what Hilliard was able to provide for the Titans in the passing game. I see this vision starting to take place in the Titans offense under Tim Kelly with both Tajae Spears and Hassan Haskins. I'm going to continue looking out for it as we get through OTAs and minicamp, and I would encourage you to keep looking out for it when we finally hit preseason and some of these joint practices. Tajae Spears has not had a ton of experience as a pass catcher. He told us that during rookie minicamp coming out of Tulane, but he's getting more and more comfortable with the more experience he's gotten, and he's open to being used however the Titans need.
Well, I see a lot of, catching the ball in the backfield. I know you talked after rookie camp of not having a ton of experience doing that, running routes there in college, but what have you been able to catch on with your receiving game?
Just being more versatile. Wherever they use me at, man, I'm willing to do it. Whether it's on special teams, different pieces in the offense, wherever they use me, I'm willing to do it.
Mentally, is it how does it come naturally to you of learning the scheme and learning the different concepts?
I just be locked in. I do a lot of studying on my own. I do a lot of studying, here. I meet with the coach a lot, so it's a lot to go into. It's definitely not easy.
That is Titans rookie running back Tajae Spears, who is trying to get more comfortable as a pass catcher. He's been getting a lot of opportunity and actually been looking pretty good at it. I've noticed a lot of pretty clean routes. His hands have gotten better and better. He's getting relied on, time over. Every other rep seems like it's a play to the running back in the passing game. But how can the Titans use Hassan Haskins and Tajae Spears to alleviate pressure from Derrick Henry and also add a weapon to their passing game? That will be a big question for the Titans offense, along with what Jay is saying. Well, what if Treylon Burks goes out with another concussion? Jay, my answer to you saying who is wide receiver one then is I'm not sure. And the Titans are going to have that problem. I think there is a world in which this offense looks put together and solid when everybody's on the field. They still lack weapons through the air. There's no doubting that, but they are going to struggle with depth. And if you don't have Treylon Burks or if you don't have Tajae Spears, what are you working with if you're Ryan Tannehill? This is a veteran quarterback. He's 34 years old. He doesn't have interest in doing anything but winning right now, and he's looking good. But you have to put a team around him that's capable and competent. Right now, there are some positive signs, but certainly still a few question marks that the Titans will have to answer as the rest of the offseason plays out. We get through mini camp, we get into joint practices through training camp, and start to get a closer look at the Titans against other competition. Not a ton from the UDFA wide receivers, Kenneth, to answer your question. I haven't directed a ton of my attention that way, to be honest. I'll continue looking out for that for you in the near future. But that is all we have today for today's practice update. Make sure you guys like the show before you go. Just smash that thumbs up button. That's a good way of supporting, showing that you like these updates. You like hearing about what's going on inside this building every day. I'm going to have another one of these coming as the rest of the offseason plays out throughout minicamp and the rest of these workouts. So I want to thank Holiday World, and I want to thank the Nashville Super Speedway and all of you for watching. Sam Phelan for A to Z Sports. We'll see you next time.